Hello YouTube, this is the fifth video of my DVD collection. Hope you enjoy it, and here we go. The first DVD today is called For Richer or Poorer, and it's a comedy and it stars Jack Lemmon and Jonathan Silverman, and it's actually more like a comedy drama kind of movie. Jack Lemmon plays a very rich man. He owns a chain of supermarkets, and of course, he has a lot of money. And his son, played by Jonathan Silverman, he just graduated from college, and he basically just like sleeps all day and really doesn't do much of anything. And this gets Jack Lemmon very mad, and he doesn't understand why his son has gotten this college degree, but he's not doing anything about it. He's not using it for anything. So he decides to teach him a lesson, and he decides to give away all of his wealth, and this turns out not so great. He finds it harder to actually re get most of his money, but he meets some nice people along the way, and his wife actually gets like fed up with that kind of life, not having much money, so she doesn't stay with him for long, and so I think this is a very good movie. It was actually made for HBO. It was made by HBO Films. Um, so the movie's called For Richer, for Poorer. This next DVD is called The Full Monty, and it was a comedy, and it stars Robert Carlyle, Mark Addy, and it's an all the cast is all from England, so there's a lot of heavy British accents in this movie, but it's very funny. It's actually about four four unemployed steel workers, and they all meet at this job club. So um, they they come up with this crazy idea that they would make more money being male strippers, kind of like the Chippendale dancers. And there's a lot of funny things that happen in the movie, and it was actually nominated for I think two or three Academy Awards, and it won, I believe it at least one. So the movie actually got 4 stars. So I mean, it was a very original story, and I definitely recommend you checking it out. It's a very funny movie. It's called The Full Monty. This next DVD is called House Arrest, and it stars Jamie Lee Curtis and Kevin Pollak, and it's a comedy. It's about two parents played by Jamie Lee Curtis and Kevin Pollak, and they're about to get divorced, and their children don't want them to get divorced, so they come up with this plan to keep them kidnapped in the basement, um, and they they decide that some of their friends' parents they feel that they're getting divorced too, so they bring them over to their house, and they stay in the basement too for most of the movie. And I mean, it's not the greatest movie in the world, but it's kind of funny if you don't have anything else better to do. Um, I think House Arrest is just okay. Um, So there you go. This next DVD is a funny comedy. It's called I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry, and it stars Adam Sandler and Kevin James. And it's about two firefighters, and they find out that in order to get a better um, when they retire, they get more money from their pension. Um, so they if if they're married, actually, then they get more money when they retire. So they come up with this idea that they are married to each other, and they try to um, make up everything and to act like they're a couple. And I think there's some funny parts in this movie. Some people may be offended by some of the things that are in this movie, but I think it's all in fun. Um, it's actually a pretty funny movie. The movie is called I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry. This next DVD was an Oscar nominated movie, and it's called Juno, and it stars Ellen Page, Michael Cera, um, stars Jennifer Garner and Jason Bateman. And this was a movie about a girl played by Ellen Page, and she's supposed to be 16 years old, and she finds out that she's pregnant, and there's a lot of things that she goes through, figure out whether she wants to keep the baby, or there's a lot of sad parts and funny parts in the movie, and it's kind of like felt more like an independent kind of movie. Um, it was actually it won for best original screenplay for Diablo Diablo Cody, and also Ellen Page was nominated for an Oscar for her performance in this movie. So I definitely recommend you checking out Juno. This next DVD is called Knocked Up, and it's another funny movie uh, written and directed by Judd Apatow. And it stars Seth Rogen, Katherine Heigl, Paul Rudd, um, a lot of the same people that are in the other Judd Apatow movies, like 40-Year-Old Virgin and Funny People, and it has a lot of the same things that Seth Rogen and Paul Rudd go through. They kind of like continue with the kind of lines that they had in the 40-Year-Old Virgin, and actually, this I'm going to tell you a little bit about the story. The story is about a guy that he meets Katherine Heigl at a dance club, and he's not wearing protection when he goes back to his apartment, and he she ends up getting pregnant, and a lot of funny things ensue, and I mean, this is another very funny movie from Judd Apatow, and I recommend you checking out Knocked Up. This next DVD is an action movie, kind of, and it's called Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon, and Barry Gordy is, of course, the founded Motown Records. So this is one of his only movies that he actually produced, and it stars a kung fu master star. He's he's actually in very good karate in real life. His name is Timac, Tamac, and also Vanity. I believe she was one of the people that was with Prince, the artist, and it's kind of corny, but I think it's kind of like a spoof on like a lot of kung fu movies. His name is actually Bruce Leroy, and that's what he calls himself. And he actually he models himself after Bruce Lee, and has some very good fight scenes in the movie. And I mean, it's not the greatest movie in the world, but I mean, yeah, I think it's okay. It's called The Last Dragon. This next DVD is a comedy, and it's called Liar Liar, and it stars Jim Carrey. And basically, Jim Carrey plays a lawyer, and well, another word for a lawyer they call liar. I mean, because sometimes they stretch the truth sometimes, and it's another very funny comedy with Jim Carrey, and his son actually makes a wish that he wouldn't lie for one day, and that wish ends up coming true, and Jim Carrey can't lie, so everything that he tells anyone is the truth, and sometimes it doesn't come out so great for him, and sometimes it turns out good for him. But a lot of very funny physical comedy scenes from Jim Carrey are in this movie, as usual, and I definitely recommend this one. It's called Liar Liar. This next DVD is called Major League 2, and of course, this is the second Major League movie, starring Charlie Sheen, Tom Berenger, and Corbin Burnson. And I don't think this was as good as the first Major League. I also have that DVD also. I'll also be going over that soon enough. They're actually, in this movie, stars Charlie Sheen, Tom Berenger, Corbin Burnson, and it's actually, I mean, it has a lot of the same characters from the first movie and the second movie. There's a lot of different things that happen. They add some new players to it. I mean, I thought this was okay. wasn't the greatest wasn't the greatest of the Major League movies, but I mean, it's it's passable, I'd say. It's called Major League 2. This last DVD is called The Mask, and it's a comedy starring Jim Carrey and also a young Cameron Diaz. And Jim Carrey plays a banker, and he meets the young woman played by Cameron Diaz, and he really likes her, and he tries to find some way to attract her attention. And so one night he finds a mask, I believe it's from Africa, in a river, and he puts the mask on and he turns into this kind of like superhero kind of character, and a lot of funny things ensue, and a lot of funny physical comedy that you can expect from Jim Carrey happen in this movie. And I definitely recommend it. The movie's called The Mask. So that's the end of my DVD collection for today. I hope you enjoy it and have a good one.